Hello and welcome, my name is Eric and today I'm going to be giving you my review of the DJI Ronin M. It is their entry-level two-handed gimbal that will give you amazing stability if you have the patience and equipment to work with it. Let's get right into it. The Ronin M features a magnesium frame, smooth track control, 3 different modes, smart replaceable batteries, a silent mode, 2 power ports, one for 12 volt P-tap and one for USB, and it can pretty much be mounted to anything. Once you do have everything assembled, you're going to want to balance it. As much as I don't like getting into how-to on these types of reviews, DJI's video that they provide on how to balance it doesn't make sense in the very first part of balancing it. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your camera on the gimbal. This is obvious, just follow the DJI instructions to do this to mount the mounting plate to your camera. Once you do this, you're just going to get a very rough balance on your camera, and then what you're going to do is the tilt test, which is what you see me doing here. All you're going to do is you're going to tilt the lens straight up, and you're going to see which way it tilts. If it tilts back, you're going to lower the camera on the gimbal. If it tilts forward, you're going to raise the camera on the gimbal. You're going to do this until the camera stays directly upright, just like that. I know it looks like I'm holding it there, but all I'm doing is keeping the gimbal from rolling to the left. Then what you're going to do is you're going to move the camera forward and back on the mounting plate until you're able to get it to a point that it does not move, and you should be able to tilt the camera at any angle and it should not move. Once you're there, you just follow the rest of the instructions in the DJI video. The stand itself is a little weird. The nice thing about it is that you can remove the top like I have here and you can put it on top of a C-stand. But the legs are a little odd. So the mechanism for folding it isn't a folding mechanism. You basically have to pull this out, and then you have this unusual bungee cord that's in the middle of each of the legs. And then you put it into the slot there, and you have to line up the little arrow. Here we have 2 slots in each of the legs, and that's for this Velcro piece that they give you, and you're supposed to use this when you want to stabilize the gimbal when you're transporting it. But because the bungee cable is covered in a cloth material, you have to make sure you put the Velcro in properly, otherwise it'll just mess it up. There we go. That's how smooth I am at this. I wanted to really test out the stability of the gimbal, so I did this. And here's the in-camera footage from that. Pretty impressive. One of the best features of the Ronin M is its versatility. You have 3 different shooting modes. You have underslung, overhead, and briefcase mode. Each one of these gives you the opportunity for a better angle to really get the shot that you want. A lot of the customization also comes from the DJI Assistant app. This app allows for a lot of control over the movements of the Ronin M. You can set boundaries for how far it'll go for either the pan or tilt axis. You can also control how quickly the smooth track control works, whether it's a quick turn or a slightly slower one. The DJI Assistant app is also by far the most frustrating part of the entire experience with Ronin M. The app has been updated to handle newer products such as the Ronin M, but as far as an actual UI update, it doesn't look like it's been updated since the iPhone 5. When trying to use it on the iPhone 10, it's almost impossible to use simply because the menu bar that should stay at the bottom of the app travels consistently all the time. You can move it out of the way slightly, but then sometimes it'll jump in the way and then you can't quite flip the switch that you want to use, and it can get very, very frustrating. If you do have an iPad, I definitely recommend using it with that because it's basically a blown up iPhone app, but at least the menu stays where it's supposed to be. The Ronin M does require accessories to really get the most out of it. If you want to see what you're recording without getting eye level with your camera, you're going to need either an external monitor or use your phone, both of which are going to require a clamp. You can get a clamp from DJI, though it will run you $65. The good news is that there are other options that are cheaper from other retailers. Oh, and speaking of third-party accessories, if you are out with the Ronin M and you want to put it down and you don't have the stand, you can't. But there's a company called SmallRig that makes a little brace as well as two little feet that go on that brace, so that way you can actually set the Ronin M down on the ground. This will run you about $289-ish, but it might be worth it for you if you're going to be out a lot. As I mentioned before, the kit also does come with a controller for a second operator. I found this to be a little odd because in order to even use that, the person's either going to have to be right next to the person holding the Ronin M, or you're going to need a wireless video transmitter that the cheapest one I've seen is more expensive than the Ronin M. I would have much preferred to have the wireless thumb controller, that way you can control the gimbal while you're holding the Ronin. Overall, the Ronin M is an excellent value. If you can get past the DJI Assistant app, or you don't plan on using it much like I don't, then it's definitely not a big deal. Once you get used to balancing it and adjusting it, then you can really get it done in a couple minutes. After a couple months of use, then I don't really have many issues. It usually just takes me, say, 2 to 5 minutes to get it done, and then I'm good to go and rocking. If you do plan on changing lenses a lot, expect that you're going to be rebalancing a lot, but this is pretty much the same with any gimbal that you're going to find, aside from maybe the like $6,500 ones that can do all the balancing and stuff on their own. But at $1,000, it's a great value. That's going to be it for this review. If you do have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Always remember to love yourself, and I cannot wait to share the next video with you.